I'm actually really happy that I see if my microphone's working, or else I'd go this whole video on mute. But what's going on, guys? GZTV back with another video, and today we are going to be talking about the 4th episode of Better Call Saul: Hero. Saul becomes a hero. He performs one of his biggest finesseries in this episode. His first big finesserie, if you will. We're just gonna go through the plot. We're gonna go through how people like it, what they think, and then we're going to talk about Breaking Bad. Then I'm going to try to play some Far Cry really quick. I don't know how long that video is going to be, but yeah. Alright. There's an opening and then there's a main story. Obviously with Breaking Bad there was one, but this one it seemed a lot more distinct and a lot more different storylines here. In a flashback to 1992, Jimmy and Stevie leave a bar and Jimmy says his name is Saul Goodman, so kind of alluding to, foreshadowing what he's going to be one day. In an alley, they discover a barely conscious drunk man next to a wallet full of cash. I mean, this scene is insane. It's kind of badass. It's one of the dopest things I've seen Saul Goodman do in this show, and in his run with the Breaking Bad franchise. Stevie takes the cash and Jimmy takes the man's Rolex watch. Jimmy estimates the Rolex to be worth more than the wallet, leading Stevie to trade the found money plus additional cash for his own for the watch. After Stevie runs away with the watch, a cheap counterfeit, Jimmy and the unconscious man return to Jimmy's residence to split the proceeds of their scam. So they pretty much gave someone a fake Rolex and made him pay $400 for it. I mean, $400 for a probably $100 watch. I mean, Saul's been, we'll call him Jimmy McGill because that's what he is in the show now. But I need to call him Saul. I mean, I know him as Saul. I'm familiar with Saul. And yeah. We know he's been doing this for a while now. Now to the main story. Jimmy gives the Kettlemans the option of hiring him, but instead they offer a bribe if he does not reveal they are in possession of the stolen $1.6 million, and he accepts. Being a lawyer and kind of like trying to hide the truth, the evidence, being kind of counterfeits, that he was kind of in the beginning, he's like, sure, I'll take some money. I think it was like $100,000 or something they gave him, I want to say. Nacho is released from custody and accuses Jimmy of warning the Kettlemans, pretty much ratting him out. And yes, he did. But Jimmy, for now, gets himself out of the situation. Jimmy says he warned the family for the sake of the children, and that Nacho should be grateful the warning prevented him from committing kidnapping or murder, for which he would have been charged since he was noticed while surveilling the Kettlemans. They saw the van, so honestly, it's not really Jimmy's fault. It's his fault for being sloppy, and he would have got caught way easy. Like, anyway, it wouldn't even matter. But yeah, Jimmy enters the money from the Kettlemans in his accounts as a retainer, so it appears to be a legitimate payment. Again, money laundering. That's like a big scheme with Saul Goodman in Breaking Bad, and he kind of uses that here. He's like, I'm going to put some here for my bill, here for, paying for rent in the office, rent on my house to my brother, that type of thing. He spends the money on a personal makeover that imitates Howard's appearance and a billboard advertisement, which shares obvious similarities with Hamlin, and McGill. So kind of playing tricks with their minds, kind of trolling them a little bit. It's kind of funny, really. Kim confronts Jimmy, and Howard sues him for trademark infringement. I mean, his brother was a part of the firm, but that doesn't mean he gets any piece of the pie. They have no mercy at all. The court rules for HHM, and Jimmy is ordered to remove the billboard. Man, this guy, Jimmy McGill, I mean, before Saul Goodman, even before he was doing some crazy shit, and what he's about to pull off, and what I'm about to talk about in this episode is pretty fire. Like, I really like the show for putting these crazy things in. So the next day, after failing to persuade any news outlet to cover his predicament as a human interest story, Jimmy hires a freelance media team to record his video plea for sympathy. I mean, he's desperate. He just got money for the Kettlemans. He's trying to pay for some advertisement for some press. During filming, the worker removing the billboard falls and is held up only by his safety harness. And you would think, oh wow, what a coincidence, but we will find out soon that it is just a marketing ploy, just a publicity stunt, and HHM is right on top of that. Jimmy climbs up and pulls the worker to safety while passersby watch and record, as does his media team. So he pretty much makes the news and he gets publicity off of this. faking a rescue, pretty much. Howard and Kim realize Jimmy staged the rescue for publicity, as did most people watching the show did. I mean, my God, he was like up there like, and the worker made it suspicious. He's like, hurry up already, get up here, come on. Yeah. So the next day, Jimmy brings Chuck's daily newspapers, but hides the local one that includes a report on the rescue because he doesn't really want his brother to know that he did this, and his brother might find that he had the trademark thing with HHM, given he's fucking worked for that company before. I don't think Jimmy really wants Chuck to see that. Chuck becomes suspicious when he notices the missing paper, so he braves exposure to electricity to run to his neighbor's driveway and steal theirs, leaving a $5 bill as payment. He's not gonna steal. Chuck's too good of a guy to steal. Which leads to his discovery of Jimmy's scam. So he kind of realizes that his brother, they're talking. They're like, oh man, good job. You're finally getting out in the world. You're finally starting to follow in the family footsteps and do something with your life. And he was like proud of him for a little bit. Kind of seemed sarcastic, but then he went out, got the paper. He's like, well, he's been scamming people this whole fucking time, and we could get in trouble for that. The episode, received positive reception from critics. It's a 95% on Rotten Tomatoes, 8.19 out of 10. Hero marks the essential early evolution of Saul's conning skills, beginning his amusing transformation into the well-known Breaking Bad personality that is Saul Goodman. I thought this episode was pretty good. I mean, some of the things that he did, some of the antics, some of the shenanigans that were pulled off by Jimmy McGill in this episode were fantastic, and I'm sorry that these reviews aren't that long. There's really not that much detail going into the storylines just yet. We're just kind of starting out the show. Once we get into more kind of impactful episodes, I feel like we're going to start to really, really discuss things more. I don't have much to say. We have a Breaking Bad review up next. I don't know if I'm going to get to any TV tonight, but tonight I'm going to be streaming on Twitch, listening to new music, possibly hopping on GTA and building some cars. So pop out. I think it'll be a good time. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe. As always, it's GCTV giving you guys reviews of the best TV shows. We're continuing the Breaking Bad franchise, and we are already 4 episodes in to Better Call Saul. Although it is kind of a slow burn, I'm happy to kind of progress and get through more of Saul Goodman's character, get him some more